Hi, my friends. Ryan here. I'm with Greg Wenhold, my good buddy. I've known him since I was probably like 7 years old.
Been a long time.
Been a long time.
Been a long time.
And so this is a wild story. This is a wow of connection, I call it. A lot of people call it small world, but it's bigger than a small world because it's a massive world. And this stuff that happens, like, you can't even come up with a story like this. Like, you're not going to believe this story. And so I'm so excited to share this wow of connection. So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I grew up going to this Lutheran church in Naperville, Illinois. This is my pastor. He was full of life, full of passion, and just a great guy. Had a good experience there, but I didn't go to church that much growing up, and stayed in touch with him a little bit. And then when I was 23, I moved back to Arizona and lost touch, and that was it. And we didn't talk for 16 years. I thought about him here and there, but never talked. And one Sunday I'm at church and I'm just sitting there, and the pastor says, "Hey, shake some hands with some people." And so I turn around and I hear this guy's voice. And I've been learning a lot about the senses, and the senses, it stores memories. And I heard his voice, and it brought me back to when I was a child and I took communion the first time. And I'm like, I know that voice. And I looked at him, and then he recognized me. He was standing behind me in Arizona. So pastor in Naperville growing up, don't see him for 16 years. And he just happens to be at the church that I'm at.
The row behind you.
The row behind me.
Right behind you.
And I normally don't sit there. And we moved seats because I was having a buddy there. And he's normally not at that service either. And
That's
you
right.
sat on the other side. I mean, every little detail, my friends. And so I'm so blown away. And so it turns out the story, he's on a plane to Hawaii, right? Tell that part.
So I'm on a plane to Hawaii and getting off the plane and meet this couple. And they invite me to the church where Ryan and I would eventually meet. So I would not have even been in that church. I wouldn't have known anything about it if I hadn't weeks before met someone on a plane to Hawaii. And I do believe it's more than wow. It's a moment in time where all of a sudden our paths cross, and we didn't even knew they crossed yet.
Yeah.
And then when they crossed, it was like, you kidding me? Ryan Adamson, what is going on? And that's the whole morning.
Yes. And I was so mind blown. So I've been, on a journey of some healing presently, and right there in that moment, I had tears of joy because, even right now, there was sometimes we don't grieve stuff in our past, and everyone's got different challenges with family and stuff like that, and it brought me back to so many childhood memories and some things that were lost through my parents' divorce. And I just wept, and I cried harder than I've cried my whole entire life.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy,
Tears
and
of
healing,
feeling.
and just seeing them. And then I'm just blown away. And then we listen to the service, but I can't get my mind off that the pastor that I grew up with in Illinois, I hadn't seen in 16 years, is sitting behind me in this church. And then we go to take communion, and I turn around and look at him, and he looked at me with those eyes that he looked at me when I was a child. And that's when I just lost it, weeping for like 20 minutes.
So the continuing wow is that we didn't let that moment just exist for a nanosecond and move on. But we've allowed this now to become a friendship.
Yeah.
So every few months we get together and hang out and talk about that moment that our paths crossed again, and we're thankful for that. And this is the season of Thanksgiving we're heading into, right?
Yeah.
So it's something to be grateful for.
Yeah, we're so super
friendship.
super grateful. It's been great. So much has happened by just even, we've been continuing to meet. We've been meeting at BJ's here. It's been great. And we just keep meeting. And one thing we were just talking about in this conversation, and it's kind of been a theme with what I've been talking about on YouTube, it's just like, this guy, you wouldn't, I'm not gonna tell you how old he is. He's a lot older than you would think, but he's still going after it. He's still stepping out by faith. We were just talking about, you can't stay stuck. It's so easy to get comfortable and stay stuck, and you get a pattern of stuckness and not step out. And he's going to hike Mount Kilimanjaro
You got it.
in January, and he continues, and it's inspiring me to be reminded to keep stepping out. You can in life, you never stop stepping out. You don't want to just stay comfortable, right?
You know it. You do that, you may end up someplace else, not here.
Yeah.
Not on this globe.
Yes. So, anyways, just wanted to share this wow of connection, this amazing story. You don't know what's going to happen. I just went that day to church and thought I was just taking a friend, and then I got mind blown, and it's turned into a reconnection, and I'm just wowed on how people get connected. So, thankful for you.
Hey, right back at you.
And I hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you live alive, and I love sharing these wow of connections. So have a great day, friends.